just adjust the monitor here. Anybody here yet? Nah, nobody here. Yeah, Dishonored is a really fun game. Hello, gorgeous. Yo, pause on that though. Alright, got a few people here. So, let's see, who all is here? I imagine Typo Freak, you're here. Buzzkill Betty's probably here. Who else is up in the mix? Hold on, I gotta put out one last ting here. And we'll go ahead and get started. All right. Waves. See how I knew she was here. I didn't even. All right. Well, go ahead and close that out. Man, if those groups are not getting mad by now, they're like, these motherfuckers been posting in here all damn day. But that's okay though. All right. So to my audience of 3. For those who have never played the Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver games, Soul Reaver is I don't want to say I guess you could call it a spin-off. It's a spin-off of the Blood Omen series, which I believe had its start on either the original PlayStation or the Super Nintendo. It might have been the PlayStation. But in those games you played as Kain, who in life was a nobleman murdered by bandits. And what happened was, I believe he sold his soul to become a vampire. And he came back to life as a vampire and gained all these cool powers and eventually just took shit over. And in the story, Kain is like a destined either hero or villain. You don't find out until the end of the Soul Reaver series, but basically what ends up happening is that Kain becomes so powerful, he ends up taking over Nosgoth, which is the land that they all live in. And what ends up happening is that he basically makes the vampires a dominant race and becomes their king, so to speak. So in this game, in the Soul Reaver series, you play as Raziel, who is formerly one of Kain's lieutenants. Basically, Kain, when he amassed his power and created a throne for himself in Nosgoth, he sired, I believe, eight sons. Not like literally he is their father, but he created 8 vampires to kind of govern Nosgoth underneath him. So the way the vampires work in Legacy of Kain, and we'll find this out in the training mode, so I'm not spoiling too much, is that the vampires are, for the most part, immortal unless you find a way of keeping their bodies, completely destroyed permanently. So we'll go ahead and just load the game up here. Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver, which is different than the Legacy of Kain Blood Omen series, as I mentioned. You gotta love that sound, man. That sounds classic. So Legacy of Kain, the Soul Reaver games can best be described as a third-person kind of action. It's got a lot of puzzles in the game, too. It's not like it's your traditional, it's not like a beat-em-up or anything. It's a very story-intensive game. The controls, if I remember right, were pretty decent. And there are a whole lot of ways of killing people, which is always a fun thing. And in my opinion, Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver, has the most epic intro to any PlayStation 1 or even PlayStation 2 and 3 games. I've never seen an intro done as well as this one, especially for 1999. So we'll hit start. Options. I'll turn the speech all the way up. Let's see, I'm trying to think if I've forgotten anything. Let's see. Well, since I don't have Soul Reaver 2 or the third game, the one little tidbit was that in the Soul Reaver, before the events of Soul Reaver, there was a religious army that was born, in a sense, to fight off the vampires. And they had 8 generals in this religious army who were, the best of the best at hunting vampires. So, going back to what I said earlier, what happened was, at some point, I don't want to give away too much because you might pick the games up yourself, but those 8 generals are killed and resurrected as Kain's generals. So they, it's kind of a fun little tidbit there. Let's see, when are you going to do Soul Reaver 2 PS2? Hop in the stream, though. I'm just tagging a few people here. People I know like the game. Garrett. Let's see. Daniel. Who else? Eric. That's who. I think he's a fan of this game too. And Cesare. Lucas. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get started here. And prepare yourselves for the most epic intro you will ever see in a game. Are you ready? I don't know if you're ready. I don't know if you can really handle how epic this is going to be. Let me know in the chat when you're ready for the epicness. There's a code you can enter on this screen, but I haven't played this game in like 15 years. How long has it been? Yeah, it's been about 15 years since I played this. I love this fucking intro. So you know. All right, we'll go ahead and we'll get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Kain is deified. The clans tell tales of him. Few know the truth. He was mortal once, as were we all. However, his contempt for humanity drove him to create me and my brethren. I am Raziel, firstborn of his lieutenants. I stood with Kain and my brethren at the dawn of the Empire. I have served him a millennium. Over time, we became less human and more divine. Kain would enter the state of change and emerge with a new gift. Some years after the Master, our evolution would follow. Until I had the honor of surpassing my lord. For my transgression, I earned a new kind of reward. Agony. was only one possible outcome. My eternal damnation. I, Raziel, was to suffer the fate of traitors and weaklings, to burn forever in the bowels of the Lake of the Dead.
Cast him in.
Tumbling, burning with white-hot fire, I plunged into the depths of the abyss. Unspeakable pain, relentless agony. Time ceased to exist. Only this torture and a deepening hatred of the hypocrisy that damned me to this hell. An eternity passed, and my torment receded, bringing me back from the precipice of madness. The descent had destroyed me, and yet I lived.
I know you, Raziel. You are worthy.
What madness is this? What pitiful form is this that I have come to inhabit? Death would be a release next to this travesty.
You did not survive the abyss, Raziel. I have only spared you from total dissolution.
I would choose oblivion over this existence.
The choice is not yours.
I am destroyed.
You are reborn. The birth of one of Kain's abominations traps the essence of life. It is this soul that animates the corpse you lived in. And that, Raziel, is the demise of Nosgoth. There is no balance. The souls of the dead remain trapped. I cannot spin them in the wheel of fate. They cannot complete their destinies. Redeem yourself. Or if you prefer, avenge yourself. Settle your dispute with Kain. Destroy him and your brethren. Free their souls and let the wheel of fate churn again. Use your hatred to reave their souls. I can make it possible. Become my soul reaver, my angel of death.
So yeah, like I said, one of the more epic intros of the game. And let's see, mess with the controls here. Because this is PS1, so it doesn't support analog, which kind of sucks. I'd rather play it with the sticks, but whatever. Okay, so you play as Raziel, the fallen general in Kain's army. From the story we've seen so far, we gather that Raziel was basically cast into the Lake of the Dead because he out-evolved Kain. See, what happened in the story was that Kain was the first one to always evolve and gain a new power, and then at some point after that, Raziel and his brothers would evolve, typically in the order that they were created. So since Raziel, I believe, was the second or third general who was turned into a vampire, he would have been the next one in line. But because he got wings and out-evolved Kain, Kain essentially crippled him and cast him into the Lake of the Dead. So right now we are in we're not in hell or heaven. This is kind of like an in-between plane of existence.
These gates twist space, laying a path across great spans.
This is basically a transporter. So when you find these areas, it's a way of, you know, quickly getting from one spot to the other rather than running across the map. Because this game does have a really big layout, and it can take a long time to get from one place to another, so it kind of makes it handy. Yeah, it would be purgatory. There's a specific word for this place. I think they call it the spectral realm, but we'll find out in just a moment.
You are weak. You must feed.
The old hunger has left me. I have no desire for blood.
You are changed. Your bloodthirst is replaced by a deeper need. You have become a devourer of souls. To sustain your strength, you must hunt the lost spirits of the underworld and consume the souls of your enemies.
Yes, what he's pretty much saying is that when souls can either get when they can't pass properly through the afterlife, this is where they go, and that's why Raziel can see and then eat them. Let's see, let's get the controls right here. So crouch, super jump.
Your wings, though ruined, are not without purpose. Take hold of them as you leap, and they will carry you across this chasm.
Without spoiling too much of the story, that voice, who's later, you know, I think that they call him the Elder God. So what he's basically saying is that Kain's existence and the existence of Raziel's brothers are causing Nosgoth to essentially fall into decay, which is what's messing up the soul cycle. So you have to kill them.
What scabrous wretches are these?
Stua, the scavengers of the underworld. Their feral hunger has claimed countless souls, spirits who now shall never find their rest.
You gotta chase them down. See, they're smart. They don't want none. So, let's see. It's a little stiffer than I remember, but then again, this game was made in 1999. Let's see.
These portals are your conduit between the spectral and material realms.
Spectrum.
With their aid, you may gather matter and will yourself to become manifest in the physical world. This is taxing, however. Your strength must first be fully restored. You require no conduit to return to this plane. You may abandon your physical body at any time.
Alright, so basically what he's saying is that in order to get from the spirit world, which is where we're at now, back into the quote-unquote real world, you have to have full health and you have to find these little waypoints that are on the ground. But you can transfer into the spiritual world at any point in time, especially if you need to heal in the middle of a fight. So
Sustain your strength to prolong your manifestation in the physical world. If you fail to feed or absorb too many wounds, this fragile matter will dissolve.
So basically, Raziel's body is like a corpse, been reanimated. So, in order to maintain his, life, he has to, keep eating souls and whatnot. If you die in this plane, then you get sent back to the spirit world, where you have to, eat so many souls before you can gain enough power to manifest back in the physical plane. If you die in the spirit world, then that's a game over. So we hit the select button, you can cast the spectrum spell, and be back in the spirit world, which takes a toll of your health. I don't really know why. It's kind of annoying, so...
You are young yet, Raziel. You still retain many of your vampiric weaknesses. Immersion in water, while not fatal, will dissolve your physical body, forcing your return to the spirit world. Be aware that in the spectral realm, water has neither heft nor lift. It stands as thin as air.
So, in the Blood Omen series, Legacy of Kain, the vampires have a lot of the same weaknesses that they have, in every other form of media. Their sunlight hurts them. Actually, it'll burn them. They're weak against fire. Interestingly enough, water itself acts like acid. So if you dunk a vampire in water, he'd fry, which is what killed Raziel. He was dropped in a lake. So, and because this is still early in the game, he's, still weakened by water, so we have to jump over and glide. See how my health went down a little bit. Got my toe wet.
What are these creatures?
Do you not recognize them? They are the children of your brother, Duma.
That's impossible. These foul, scuttling beasts could not be kin of our high blood.
Do you suppose that time stood still for you, Raziel? Much has changed since you passed from the world of men.
So notice how at the start of the cutscene, all the vampires look more or less human, and now they look more like monsters, which is kind of an odd thing, but we'll find out more about that in a moment.
I knew my opponent's weaknesses, having suffered them myself. Physical wounds are fleeting. Vampire's immortal flesh begins to close as soon as it is cleaved. Vampires need only fear those wounds that impale or inflame. Water scorches like acid, and fledglings are devastated by sunlight's touch. I would have to modify my tactics to suit my foes.
So we'll grab him, and we're going to chuck him in the sunlight. Watch what happens.
Unfettered from the flesh, a creature's soul fades swiftly into the spectral realm. Draw it in quickly, Raziel, or you will be compelled to follow.
See, what they're saying is that basically vampires start to regenerate the second they're hit. So, in this universe, vampires will heal until you put them down permanently, which can only be done by impaling them and leaving them impaled, dunking them in water, or burning their bodies with sunlight. So I can keep wailing on him, he'll just, regenerate. So what we'll do with this guy, because the spike is kind of boring, we'll do to him what they did to Raziel. So, oh shit. So, punk ass. Extra crispy. Come on. Come on. Magic pixels, baby. Magic pixels. Any day now. There we go. That's the ticket. Yeah, so. Now, the funny thing is, in this, version of, the game, sorry, if you were to take that vampire, like if Raziel hadn't eaten his soul, and if you were to take that vampire out of the water, hypothetically, and left his body, like right here, eventually he would respawn.
Your physical prowess surpasses what you knew in life. Even massive obstacles can be moved effortlessly.
So, classic super strength. Dig his claws in, and we're just gonna push this. Just like you'll run up on vampires that are impaled already, like they've been killed by somebody, and if you pull the spike out of their bodies, they will regenerate and try to kill you. Am I going the right way with this? Let's see. Yep. Torch.
My God! The sanctuary of the clans reduced to ruin. Beyond these walls lay the pillars of Nosgoth, the seat of Kain's empire. How humble it now appeared, collapsing into the dust of its former magnificence. And yet, I had only just emerged. In the instant between my execution and resurrection, centuries had apparently passed.
This world is wrecked with cataclysms. The earth strains to shrug off the pestilence of Kain's parasitic empire. The fate of this world was preordained in an instant by a solitary man. Unwilling to martyr himself to restore Nosgoth's balance, Kain condemned the world to the decay you see. In that moment, the unraveling began. Now it is nearly played out. Nosgoth teeters on the brink of collapse. Its fragile balance cannot hold.
So, once again, Kain's very existence is what's causing the world to kind of fall apart at this point, because he's run the world into the ground. So, he can stealth kill people as well, so we're going to go ahead and auto-aim and chuck this torch at that guy who's standing there looking kind of opey. And that didn't do shit. Alright. Now, what else we have? We'll just take this. Okay. Notice how my Raziel's health is decreasing on its own over time, too. Little spiral. Yeah. See, eat the soul and his body disintegrates. If I took the spear out, I'm pretty sure he'd regenerate. We'll go ahead and we're going to set this one on fire. And fire. Fire. Yeah. Spit that fire. And fire. I'll take that. Thank you. And you can have the stick. I don't want it anymore. How do you drop weapons again? Yeah. Oh, I could have relit the torch. That's great. I'll take the spear. Alright. So yeah, there's all sorts of weapons you can just pick up. You know, there's spears, there's rocks, torches. Oh, I forgot to sneak. Oh shit. Alright. And then you just stick it in there. And let me try... See? I took the spear out, he came right back to life. It's kind of a fun little thing they put in the game like that. It's a shame they never got to complete this. Oh shit. Sneak up on this motherfucker. Nah, we weren't at a good angle. See, there's really no point in getting into fights with enemies if you don't have a weapon, because you can't kill them without, you know, a weapon or some nearby hazard. And the other interesting thing about this game, they took kind of a Mega Man approach to it. Like, it's not a free roaming game, but it is. I mean, you can go anywhere pretty much, but in order to access certain areas of the map, you need to have skills that are acquired by beating certain bosses. And I don't even know if I'm going the right way. Okay, this is just a glyph room. So now that you activate this room, you can use this transporter to get back here at any point in time in the game. And for those of you who like PS1 classics, I would definitely recommend picking this one up. It was $5.99 on PSN. I didn't see the sequel. There's, I think, 5 games in this series altogether. There's Legacy of Kain Blood Omen, there's Blood Omen 2, then there's Soul Reaver 1 and 2, and then there's Legacy of Kain Defiance, which is kind of a cliffhanger game. I mean, they left it open. They made you think there was going to be a sequel, and there was a sequel planned, but it got canceled. What's up, Prototype? For those of you who are on the United Gamers by Fate Facebook page, I actually posted a link to some found footage.
This, at least, had remained constant. The endlessly swirling vortex of the abyss, my tomb, and the womb of my rebirth. Though much of Nosgoth's landscape had changed, these cliffs gave me my bearings. My clan territory was to the west. I was anxious to see how my descendants had fared during the centuries of my absence.
Alright, so the, I don't know, couple of hours that Raziel was dead and in the underworld basically equated to a few hundred, if not 1,000 years up here. I think it was 100 years. But as I was saying, you can find Blood Omen 1 and Soul Reaver on the PSN store. I didn't see the sequels on there, so shit. So you can tell he's a fledgling because of his face design. The mature Duma vampires have red eyes. That one looked kind of Asian, whatnot, but... You guys have to forgive me. I have not played the original Soul Reaver in about 15 years, so I'm probably going to take a lot of wrong turns. I don't even really know how far I'm going to go with the game. I'm just kind of playing it by ear. See, those ones are mature. You can tell because of the eye color. Which means... fire and kick. Oh, there's a... Ooh, it's gonna be fun. Where's he at? Oh, there you are. Okay, let's go to... Daniel G. Hey, appreciate it, man. Yeah, I mean, thing is, there's really no wrong way you can go in Soul Reaver. It's just, you know, the easiest way of going about things.
Utter desolation. My once proud kin wiped from this world like excrement from a boot. I knew the hand that wrought this deed.
So yeah, the messed up thing is not only did they kill Raziel, but they basically wiped his clan out. Oh, shit. They went Godfather. Yeah, they pretty much did. The other little tidbit, so they throw a lot of things with the enemies in this game. If you kill a vampire and do not absorb his soul... Oh shit, I forgot. Gotta leave that in there. If you leave his soul, it'll pass into the spectral world, and it'll turn into a whole new enemy type that is very annoying to deal with. Take his soul. Funny, you pretty much go Shang Tsung on everybody. Yeah, see, Buzzkill knows this game's a classic. And you know, it wasn't until a few years ago that I found out they had actually planned on a sequel to Legacy of Kain Defiance and canceled it, and I got pissed. Then, about a week ago, I was surfing on YouTube, as I often do at night, and somebody posted actual game footage from the game that was canceled, like the sequel to Legacy of Kain Defiance, and that game looked amazing. And I got so mad that they had canceled it. But they did create a MMO of Legacy of Kain. I think they just called it Nosgoth. I've seen some gameplay of it. It's not the same. But shh. Be very quiet. We're gonna try and kill this motherfucker. Yeah. Of course, we also could have tossed him in the lake down there. That would have killed him too. Whatever works, right? Alone in the Dark? I haven't played Alone in the Dark. I might look into it. Forget how you drop. Nope, nope. Yeah. Do. Yeah, it. That has to hurt, man. my soul go? It just went, man. That's kind of fucked up. They just took my soul. Yeah. Yeah, you know, I almost wish I had not even seen the footage, because it was one thing when I just knew that they canceled the game and, you know, that was the end of it. It's a whole other thing to when you see what game it was they canceled. I'm getting mad just thinking about it. You know, of all the games that get remade or remastered or have these, you know, 10-year sequels, this game deserves it as much as any other game. Can I hit it from here? No? Oh well. I'm gonna chuck a rock at this one. That should instant stun him. Yep. Yeah, let's chuck him in this bonfire. You know, when I was younger, for years I was always thinking how cool it would have been if they had made a Soul Reaver game about Raziel before he's cast into the pit. Kind of like an in-between Blood Omen 2 and Soul Reaver 1. That way you could play as, you know, human vampire Raziel. Did I already come this way? Yeah, I already went this way. The other fun thing they did is, like I mentioned earlier, if you don't take a vampire's soul, eventually it'll pass into the underworld and become a whole new type of enemy. Later on, you'll run into vampires whose souls have turned into that enemy and then returned to the human world, or the physical plane, and re-inhabited their old bodies, and they become significantly stronger vampires. There's just all sorts of cool enemies they put in this series. Look at this sneaking one. And see, this game comes out of that era of games that there is no map, as far as I remember. Let's see. Yeah, there's no map in this game, so it's kind of like Dark Souls. You just have to explore, and eventually, hopefully, you'll find your way around to the objective. Alright, got my spear back. Yeah, enemies will hide all over the place, and these are just the beginning vampires from Duma's clan. Duma was I can't remember if he was the firstborn vampire of Kain's army, or if he was the second-born after Raziel, but he is a big motherfucker. I will tell you that. And I actually remember the way to get to him for the most part, but it would be pointless because we wouldn't be able to kill him. He'd whoop my ass.
No! Please!
I didn't recognize these flayed racks of flesh. Their scent was vampiric. They gnawed upon their victim's carcass like dogs.
That dude got fucked up. Yep. So, if memory serves, and I don't remember their exact names, those vampires with that he described as, you know, dogs, come from his brother Malchiah's clan. Malchiah would have been the last born of Kain's generals, and subsequently the weakest, which is why their flesh is falling off the bone. This is a vampire hunter, so we can, you know, they're pretty easy to kill because, you know, Raziel's an inhuman monster. Yeah, Duma, and I want to say, was it Rahab or was it Zephin that helped Duma cast him in the pit? I want to say it was Rahab.
This charnel house bore the unmistakable marks of Melchiah's clan. To what depths had our dynasty plummeted if these ghouls were the descendants of my high-born brother? Were they so debased as to recruit fledglings from the desiccated corpses here interred?
I think it was Terrell. You know, you're right. It might have been. You know what? You're right. It is Terrell because you run into Terrell in Defiance, and that's part of the dialogue between him and Raziel. Oh, that's a way cooler looking spear. Let me get. How do you get that one? That one looks dope. Got a pharaoh on it and shit. That looks badass, don't it? All right, let's move on. So we are going the right way. Because Melchiah is the first boss that you need to take out to make the game a little easier. Okay, there's a brick, so... there. Spear back. Yep. No. This is probably one of the few franchises that I enjoyed every game in. Like none of the games disappointed me.
My brother Melchiah was made last, and therefore received the poorest portion of Kain's gift. Although immortal, his soul could not sustain the flesh, which retained much of its previous human frailty. This weakness, it seemed, was passed on to his offspring. Their fragile skins barely contained the underlying decay.
So, yeah. Confirm what we've... Oh, shit. Yeah. Yeah, so like I said, Melchiah was made last, so he is the weakest of Kain's generals. And like Raziel was saying, pretty much means that his body, he's like a walking zombie, more or less. Oh, shit, what else is that? That's why his fledglings, as we're fighting here, are so weak. You know, they get stunned in a few hits, and then you just kill them. And eventually, apparently, he got so desperate, he just started digging up bodies from the graveyard and turning them into vampires. Look at that, 3 hits and he's already done. Okay. Oh, I could have tossed him in the sunlight. Oh, well. Cameras. I will say this, going back and looking at this game, the camera is a little harder to use than I remember. Hold on, I gotta check something real quick. camera angles seem to be like that old. Yeah, I mean it was typical of PS1 days. I guess we're all just becoming spoiled to great cameras that we have now, PS2 or PS3 and 4. Let's see, where do you go from here? I cannot wait to increase his health. Let's see. I'm trying to think on... Because I didn't cheat. I didn't look at any strategy guides before I bought the game. So I'm pretty much playing this on memory. I'm trying to remember where I'm supposed to go first. Okay, I know I gotta get up there. Okay, there we go. Not yet, maybe? No, I think I need that second block to do that. I don't know. Let me move this one over here. No. Yeah, the catches in camera. Yeah, just an issue of the times, really. So let's move this block over here. Leave that there for now. Crap. Whew. Okay. Yeah, the forward jumping for super jumps is kind of hard. Knock him in the water just by hitting him. God, get in there. Take a bath. Let's see. I said thank you. Yeah, I know that looking at it, the combat probably looks pretty stiff, and I can tell you that in this game it is pretty interesting. It's definitely something that they improved on in later versions of the game. Especially Defiance. Defiance, oh my god, that combat system was great. Let me just go ahead and chuck you. Okay. Any puzzle elements in here? Nope. In fact, I have to look up, because if the LGP works on PlayStation 2, I might dig mine out just to play Defiance again, because that game was awesome. Not that this game isn't awesome, but Defiance was really like the top-notch game in the series. See, when you look at this body here, it's one of Malkaya's vampires, I believe. You can still see the red in the eyes, which means the soul was never absorbed, so the soul should still be lingering in the spectral realm. Which means at some point, you know, if it happened this early, that vampire would come back to life and, you know, be stronger. But For those who've never played Soul Reaver, a room like this one that appears to have no, you can't go anywhere, this is where you would take advantage of the spectral realm, which in some instances can drastically shift the shape of the map and open up a new way to get somewhere. So the downside is there are no weapons in the spectral map, so we'll just switch here.
Beware, Raziel. These wraiths are vampire spirits, fettered too long in the spectral realm. When their vampire natures adapt to this plane, they become eaters of souls. Do not allow these spirits to re-inhabit their corpses.
So remember when I said that if you don't kill, or if you don't take a vampire soul, it turns into a different enemy in the spirit world? That's pretty much what those are. They're wraiths, or you can call them reapers. If they hit you, I believe they'll start draining your soul. See? And it'll keep going until you manage to land a hit. But when you absorb a wraith, then you pretty much get all your health back. So, let's see, did this open up any new... Aha, see? By changing into the spectral world, we cause the wall to shift, so now we can climb it. Now, once you're up here, you hit the waypoint, and shift back into the material world. Now we lose our weapon, but that's okay, there's weapons everywhere. Now that life draining ability that the Wraith has will return, or if the Wraith would manage to re-inhabit his body, the new vampire would have that ability, as well as enhanced stamina. So we can't go through there yet. Let's see, I'm trying to think what we have to do. Maybe shift again? No, that wasn't it. Okay, let's shift back. Here's probably where I should have looked at a strategy guide, because you can get lost and turned around pretty easily in this game. Is that a block I can move? Let's see. I can move this block. Where's the waypoint at? There's the waypoint. Let's try this again. We'll jump here. And here. Oh yeah, we can move it. Sweet. Let's just move this block over. Adjust the camera. So that's how easy it'd be to miss something like that. Like I said, Soul Reaver is as much of a puzzle game as it is an action adventure game. Alright, now we got the gate raised, and let's take a look. Oh shit. I did not want to do that. Alright, so there's a spot here, so there must be a block nearby. Alright, so if I pull the spear out of his body, he'll come back to life. But then I can kill him and his little friend, so fuck it. See how he's glowing blue? That means that he got his soul back. Unfortunately, Malkaya's vampires are weak, so even when they get powered up like that, they're still not much of a threat. But you don't want to take too many hits from them anyway. Oh, shit. Alright, who's next? You? No? You? No? Alright, we're good? Okay. Ah, there it is. Jump on this? Oh. So I gotta push it over there. Fucking camera. Can I not push it up? Oh, it's too small. Okay. Can't push it up there either? Huh. That's interesting. Can I push it down there, maybe? No, that can't be it. Let me take a look around this room. It has to go here, so I have to be able to push it somewhere. This game will make you think. It will make you think. Come on. Alright, well, there's nothing that changed about the room, so we must have to push it down into the hole. Alright. So who else is dreading going back to work tomorrow? I am not really that anxious about it. I didn't want to think about it. Yeah, me either. You want to try something too? We all know he's in there, so. I don't even know if this is the right way to do this. I'm just taking a guess. Man, give me a spear. guess somebody in Indiana is trying to start up a tournament series for Mortal Kombat X. Oh, okay, you can push it up there. Push it over. Thank you. I take great pride in my ability to impale my enemies. I just gotta look up some place called Elkhart, Indiana. Alright, now we can push this in and hopefully open up something. That's just kind of dumb. I just came from in here. Why would I want to open that gate to get in here when I was already in here? I should have picked Crash Bandicoot. I don't like having to think this hard. There's no gap in there. Let me get my spear. Something must open up by opening that gate. Let's see. Let me go back in here and shift. Crash. Yeah, Crash is a pretty fun game. One of the few games where dying from one hit isn't necessarily a bad thing. Because once you play it enough times, it's pretty hard to die. Except for Tiny. Tiny was always a pain in the ass in every game he was in. Hey, Nikolai, welcome. Yeah, classic Soul Reaver. What you know about that? Let's see. So if I push... okay, I see what they did. I wonder... Can I pull this out now? No, guess not. See? I can tell some of y'all are 90s kids, because I could bring up Soul Reaver to somebody now, and they'd be like, "What is Soul Reaver? I don't get it." It's depressing, really. Let's see. I know I can't jump that. Maybe I can. Let's give it a try. Okay, sweet. Yeah, for those of you who have never played, you'll find that Soul Reaver is very much a trial and error based game. Let's see, so if I jump there, I can... Those poles? Stripper poles? What the hell is that? Okay, let's see. Oh, I know. In the spectral world, nothing changes about the physical world, so that's why weapons stay wherever you drop them, why water's as thin as air. So, because I left the physical world with the gates open and that lift up, even though I'm not standing on it, it's frozen like that. So, if I go back over here, super jump that. Stick controls. No, did it again. Okay. Let's try this. Third time's a charm. Now, the question is, can I still get to that part without shifting? Ever play the Xbox version where they brought Kain and the Reaver together? Are you referring to Legacy of Kain Defiance? Because that game is on both 360 and PlayStation 2. See, now we'll jump on this lift. And you see, because in the spectral world nothing changes, even though it's supposed to go down, it stays exactly where it's at. And we made it. Round of applause. Defiance. Blood Omen 2. Hey, Gentax, what's cracking, man? Oh, we got some new faces. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the old school playthrough with Dojo Sniper Wolf. And yes, this is a lost classic. Let's see. So I'm supposed to go here. Blood Omen 2. Well, like I said earlier, there is not a game in this series I did not enjoy. Okay, so we can move this. Let's see, gotta have a sharp eye. I like Blood Omen 2. I think so far Defiance is my favorite game. But that's just me being kind of fanboyish about it. Let's see. Defiance is on the 360. It probably is. I know that on the PlayStation Network right now, you can get Blood Omen 2 and Soul Reaver for, I think, $6 each. We gotta flip this over. Hold on. Over here. And like I said, if I can get my... I don't know if the Live Gamer Portable works with PlayStation 2s, but if it does, I'll definitely play Defiance next time. Take a swig for my drink here. Now, even though I like all the games in the series, I'll go out on a limb and say that Soul Reaver 2 was my least favorite in terms of the mechanics, the gameplay. Alright, where are we now? Alright, so now we're up here. We can push this block down. If you guys remember, we got stuck earlier, so now that these two blocks are on top of one another, we can move them over. It's funny how I haven't played this game in like 15 years, but I still remember all of this stuff. Like it's saved in the back of my brain somewhere. Craziness. The whole series disappeared. Yeah, man, I mean, I know they released an MMO called Nosgoth, and I watched Angry Joe play it, and I was not impressed. Like, the game looked nothing like a Soul Reaver game should have looked. But that's probably because it was an MMO, and Soul Reaver should not be an MMO. Redundant memory storage. Yeah, probably. And if you guys haven't seen, somebody on YouTube posted 30 minutes of the Legacy of Kain game that never was. And I encourage everyone to go check it out because that game looks fucking amazing. Legacy of Kain. Yeah, it's called Nosgoth. I don't know, I watched Angry Joe play it for like 20 minutes and I turned it off. It just didn't look that appealing. But, hold on, I think I still... What the hell was that? Oh, these motherfuckers. Hold on 1 second, guys. Let me take the soul. Legacy of Kain. think this is it. Alright, so that link leads to Legacy of Kain Dark Sun or something to that effect. It's basically 30 minutes of the game that we were supposed to get but never did. And if I got the right link in there, I'd be careful about watching that because I got pissed after I saw that footage. Look at that, one hit my gas out here. What, you want some too? Oh shit. Hold on. Cool McGee, man, you pop up everywhere. Oh shit. Yo, this is definitely old school. Yeah, man. Yeah, Gentac, that's the game that we never got. Dude, they're gonna pull a Duke Nukem on us? Oh god, no. No. I don't like to talk about Duke Nukem because that hurts my childhood feels. What the hell? Is he gonna move? Okay. I like some of Duke Nukem, but oh god, that game was just so bad. Okay, so I'm trying to think of where I'm supposed to go from this point. Right in the childhood feels. Yeah, man. In my opinion, the best Duke Nukem game that I ever had was the Atomic Edition for PC back in 1998, 99, somewhere around there. Although Duke Nukem, the one where he goes back in time, that was pretty good too. Did you guys like the Wolfenstein remake? Not really. I mean, I liked it better than the remake they made a few years ago, back in I think 06, 07. Because that remake was terrible. What the fuck? Damn. I'm fucking big as shit. I should be able to throw him up on a torch, I think. No? Oh well. I must be thinking of the wall spikes. Oh, come on. Okay, what do we got in the chat here? Picked up the new order. Time to Kill. Yeah, Time to Kill that's the one I was thinking of, where he goes back in time and shit. Castle Wolfenstein. Nah, see, to me, and again, I'm showing my age here, the best Castle Wolfenstein that I played was the one that came out in, let's see, I was living in Hawaii, so it must have been 2004, 2005. The Return to Castle Wolfenstein game. You know, the one where you have to go into the crypt and fight the zombies and the old German bitch. What the fuck is all this? Yeah. When I play the demo of this game, I love to just carry the corpses around and find ways to kill them. Flip this switch. Oh, this must be, am I thinking of this right? Is this where you fight Malkaya? No, this isn't where you fight Malkaya. trying to think. This is a significant area, but I can't remember why. I don't think we're far from Malkaya. I could be wrong. Let me see. I'm trying to think on where you're supposed to go. Subscribe. We don't have a subscribe button yet. We're working on it. The follow button helps. Oh. Yeah. If you want to subscribe, hit subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm gonna leave him dead. I'm trying to think. I don't remember where to go from this point. I know it's something to do with that room. And I'm not cheating. I'm not looking at any, game facts or whatever. I'm trying just to play the game off memory, but... Come in here. Huh. I might have to cheat, because nothing is ringing a bell here. The camera's so hard to work that it makes it difficult to look at anything. Oh, you running. You running. You already know. Come on. Being a little bitch. This motherfucker. Okay. Let's look that way. I think you have to go in that room in Spectral or something. We'll see. I said it's a trial and error game, especially when you haven't played it in so long. Let me just go back this way. So we went through the graveyard, took the elevator. Let me go back up here. Alright, let's try... Oh, I didn't even notice this. Okay. Let's see, there are pillars on the ground. So there must be something you have to push onto them. Oh, hello. What do we got here? Going underground. Is this the way to Malkaya? Let's see. There are torches. And there's a track, which means you have to... Oh, I think I... Hold on. So now we have to go burn that one down. Yeah, Malkaya, I think, is a little further underground, and we'll recognize his room because he'll be surrounded by steel cages and a saw of some kind. Or no, what was it? It was a bunch of spears, or like a giant. What's the word I'm looking for? Iron Maiden, something like that. Not the band. Oh, the band is pretty good. I like Iron Maiden. Yeah. Now, we can push these torches into their correct places on the floor. Just gotta look and see where those are at, particularly. I think it's just the corners. You know, the funny thing is, whenever somebody brings up Duke Nukem, no one ever talks about the original Duke Nukem games, where you're fighting like an evil scientist instead of like pig cops and aliens. There we go. The 2D side scroller. Yeah, I think that was a PC game. I don't know if it came to the home consoles or it might have come to one of the less popular ones. There we go. This is the way to Malkaya. I'm 99% sure of that. So we know that Malkaya's kin were basically walking zombies, and we know that Raziel's been dead for a few hundred years, so we get to see exactly how Malkaya evolved over the centuries, you know, what he looks like. I'm sure it's not pretty. Let's see, am I going the right way? This one of those? Oh, yep. Wait, what was that? Interesting. Yeah, PC exclusive. Sounds about right. Alright. Yeah, I'm sick of fighting y'all. Limber Aspen. That's good, because I was running out of health. Okay, guys, give me 1 second here. I just gotta check something. $8:30, damn, I've been streaming for an hour and a half. Gotta love how you can play these old games and time just flies right on by. Let's see. Cool. Alright. Got my spear. Ah, we've already been down here. I think I took a wrong turn. Yeah, I think I took a wrong turn. Son of a bitch. Because we passed this room on the way in. Well, at least I get more health out of it. She's not very strong. Let's see, I did the floor trap and the floor puzzle. Let me go back down there. Alright, so I sank the floor, which opened up this path. Maybe it's this way. Just led me back here. This game does make you think. Now that both of those don't lead you. Okay, yeah, now we're going the right way. Deeper underground. Yeah, so I did just take a wrong turn. Alright, so this is the gate that leads to Malkaya. So like we said earlier, his kinsmen are basically walking zombies. So it will be interesting to see what Malkaya evolved into and all the time that Raziel's been dead and Nosgoth has fallen into ruin. So let's see what happened to our youngest brother here.
Show yourself, creature!
Do you not recognize me, brother? Am I so changed?
Malkaya?
Yes, brother. You should have stayed where the Master sent you, Raziel. You will find Nosgoth less pleasant than you remember.
What has become of my clan? Answer me, little brother, or I will beat an answer from your horrid lips.
Everyone is afraid, sibling. You awake to a world of fear. These times of change are so unsettling. Do you think I feel no revulsion for this form? Do you believe for a moment
that our lord would risk his empire upon an upstart inheritance.
Enough riddles. What are you saying?
You are the last to die.
Okay, so we learned basically what we already knew, in that Raziel's clan has been completely wiped out. So when you fight Malkaya, you have to lure him into the center room. Now you see he possesses the ability as his special ability allows him to pass through walls, which looks useful because the dude doesn't have much in the way of legs. So we have to lure him into the center room. Alright, now we wait for him to go into the center room there. If he does... No, we gotta pierce him on these things, that's right. A little closer. No shit. Any minute now, big boy. Alright. On to the next room. I think it only takes 3 hits to trigger the end below. See, look at this, man. We're having a classic boss fight, and there's no QTE event. Oh, shit. Okay. Now that we've hit him twice, we have to lure him into the center room and then hit that last switch to put him down for good. So we will lure him outside the gate. No? Is he stuck in there? He should be able to warp his way out if you're not quick enough. Oh well, we'll take it. Let's see, where is the lever? There it is.
Tell me, Malkaya, where can I find Kain?
The Master is beyond your reach, Raziel. He makes himself known when he sees fit, not when commanded. I am released.
You have done well, Raziel.
Am I reduced to this? A ghoul? A fratricide?
Elevated, Raziel, not reduced. Consuming Malkaya's soul has endowed you with a new gift. Insubstantial barriers such as these are no impediment to you in the spectral realm. Will yourself to pass through, and you shall.
Alright, so head back over here. I don't know why Malkaya would choose to sit and dwell in a place where every room can kill him, but, you know, that's his choice. Absorbing his soul has allowed Raziel to gain the ability to, let me hit the button here, to pass through walls, but he can only do it in the spectral world, which seems kind of a ripoff, but You just approach a wall and hold towards it. Only caveat is that he can only pass through gates. He can't pass through solid walls. No clipping his way around. So now we can leave. Forgot it was right next to me. Alright, I think we just take the lift out of here now. Maybe not. We killed your daddy. What you gonna do about it? He mad as hell. Thought there was a beam of sunlight down here. Dude, he walks slow as hell when he's carrying people. I don't know if I can throw him on a torch or not. That's only... Oh, there it is. Tell your daddy I said hi. Hold on. Oh, that's some bullshit. Y'all see that? He just walked right through the sunlight. Oh, he's a mature... Man, I didn't even see that. He's a mature vampire, so you can't kill him with sunlight. But we can kill him with water. Oh, we can't... No, screw it. We can't even go outside with him. There we go. Yeah.
Return to the sanctuary of the clans, Raziel. Melchiah's soul has endowed you with the means to gain entry. Beware, however. This hollow derelict is abandoned, but not uninhabited.
Alright, so... we have to go back to the bridge. Let's see, can I clear this jump without dying? Yes. I can carry this rock. Actually, I might be able to use a glyph transporter to get back there. Chuck this rock. keep it moving. These guys are so dumb they can't open doors. So I'm not really sure how much further I'm going to go. I'll go back to the meeting place of the clans just to let you guys see that particular area. Only because I can guess my way through the next part of the game, but the next area you go into is very puzzle intensive, and I don't recall all the puzzles off the top of my head. You essentially have to go and find Raziel's second youngest brother. I want to say his name is Zephin. I won't tell you anything about him because I don't want to spoil it for those of you who are planning on picking the game up, but it's on, like I said, Soul Reaver is one of those classics from the PlayStation 1 days that you should definitely consider grabbing. I mean, especially it's only $6. It has just the perfect amount of the perfect mix of action and puzzles to keep most gaming types, enthused about playing it. The story is also really well done. I'd actually recommend going back and playing all the games. Blood Omen 1 and 2, Soul Reaver 1 and 2, and Legacy of Kain Defiance. I mean, they should all be pretty cheap at this point. I think that will do it for Legacy of Kain, the Soul Reaver. The gameplay will be put onto our YouTube page, youtube.com/dopedojo. I might play something else right now. It's not that late, so let me know. I'm going to go ahead and pause the stream here for a moment so I can upload this. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button, follow, and all that good stuff. We do a lot of fighting game content, a lot of classic video game content, favorite games, all that sorts of fun stuff. So, show your support.